Namaste friends, welcome back to my channel. Friends, in today's video, we would be making these cute, sleek bracelets that I have named as rhomboid bracelets. Here, I have already made these bracelets in 3 colorways. This one, here I have made these with lavender pearls and cream color pearls. Then I have made this in black color and this one is in pink color. In this video, we would be making this rhomboid bracelet in peach color. So let us see what all material do we need to make our rhomboid bracelet. Friends, for making our rhomboid bracelet in peach color, we would need these 3 pearls in rose peach color. Then I'm using these 4 pearls and 6 pearls again in the same color, that is rose peach color. Then I'll be using these 11 O's. These are Miyuki Duracoat Galvanized Champagne 11 O's and these are Miyuki Duracoat Galvanized Champagne 15 O's. I'll be using the lobster clasp here. I'll be working with Miyuki thread and size 12 beading needle. So let's get started. Friends, we would start making our rhomboid bracelet by picking up 4 pearls. And now I'm bringing them down towards the end of my thread like this, and now I'll be tying a double knot here like this, and now I'll be passing through all these 4 pearls and bringing them this tail in between the pearls like this. Very gently we have to pull in the tail like this. And now I will pick up 3 15 champagne, 1 3 pearl and 3 15 champagne like this. 3 15 champagne, 1 3 pearl and 3 15 champagne, and pass through the same pearl like this. Bring this 3 pearl on the top here, and now I will pass through this next 4 pearl and into this opposite 4 pearl to the one to which I added this 3 pearl. Here you can see I am exiting through this opposite pearl to this one. And now I will pick up 3 15 champagne and pass through this 3 pearl like this. Here we have to keep our thread a little tight. Just pull it like this. Again pick up 3 15 champagne and pass through this 4 pearl like this. Just pull the thread tight here, and now after exiting through this 4 pearl, I will pick up 1 11 champagne and pass through this next 4 pearl. Again pick up 1 11 champagne and pass through this next 4 pearl. Again pick up 1 11 champagne and pass through this next 4 pearl, and the last 11 champagne and pass through this next 4 pearl like this. And now I'm stepping up into the first 11 O champagne that I added in this round. And now after adding these 11 O's and 15 O's and the pearl on the top, this is the look of our bracelet. Now we can cut the tail off from our component here. And now after exiting through this 11 O champagne, I will pick up 7 15 O champagne, so here I have picked up 7 15 O champagne, 2 4 and 3 7, and now I will pass through this next 11 O champagne. Again I will pick up 7 15 O champagne, 3 and 4 7, and pass through this next 11 O champagne, and this way I'm going to add the set of these 7 15 O champagne all through this round. Now here you can see that after adding the sets of my 7 15 O champagne, this is the look of my bracelet. And after adding this last set of 15 O champagne, right now I'm exiting through this 11 O champagne. Now I will pick up 3 15 O champagne and pass through this 11 O champagne like this, and thus creating a picot stitch over this 11 O champagne. And now I will move up through these 15 O's and into the 11 O champagne. Again I'm going to pick up 3 15 O champagne and pass through this 11 O champagne, and thus creating a picot stitch over it. And again I'm passing through these 15 O's and into the 11 O like this. Now again I'm going to create a picot stitch over this 11 O and pass through this set and into the 11 O, and then I'm going to create a picot stitch over it, and I'll be completing this and come back. Now after adding the picot stitch over all the 4 11 O's, this is the look. And here after adding my last picot stitch, right now I'm exiting through this 11 O champagne, and now I will step up into the first 2 15 O's that I added on the top of this 11 O like this. And now I will pick up 1 3 pearl, 1 11 O champagne, 1 4 pearl, 1 11 O champagne, and 1 3 pearl. So here I have picked up these 5 beads: 1 3 pearl, 11 O champagne, 1 4 pearl, 11 O champagne, and 1 3 pearl. And now I will pass through this middle 15 O of the next picot stitch. Here you can see I'm passing through the middle 15 O of the next picot stitch. Again I'm going to pick up the same set of beads: 1 3 pearl, 1 11 O champagne, 1 4 pearl, 1 11 O champagne, and 1 3 pearl. The same set: 4 pearl, 11 O, and 3 pearl, and pass through this middle 15 O of the next picot stitch like this. And this way I'm going to add the set of these 5 beads all through this round. So this is the look after adding the set of these 5 beads all through the round. And right now I'm exiting through this 15 O champagne after adding my last set of pearls and 11 O's. And now I will go down through this 15 O champagne into the 11 O champagne underneath like this, and pass through the next 4 15 O's of this set under this pearl. The 4 15 O's, 1 2 3 4. So here I am exiting through the 4th 15 O. The 4th 15 O is the middle 15 O of this set, as we have added 7 15 O's here. So 4th is the middle one. So right now I'm exiting through this middle 15 O, and now I will pick up 2 15 O champagne and pass through this 4 pearl from this side like this. Now again I'm going to pick up 2 15 O champagne and pass through this 15 O champagne at the bottom here like this. Now I will pass through the next 3 15 O's and into the next 11 O champagne like this, into the first 4 15 O's of this set. So here I'm passing through the first 4 15 O's, 1 2 3 4 of this set, and you can see that I'm exiting through the middle one, that is the 4th one, and again I will pick up 2 15 O champagne and pass through this 4 pearl, again picking up 2 15 O champagne and pass through the 15 O down here like this. Okay. Moving through these 3 15 O's and into the 11 O's. The next 11 O. So here I'm going to add this V here, as I have done to these 2 pearls. I would be adding this V to these 2 pearls and come back. So here I have added the V to all these 4 pearls, and this is the look after adding the V. And after adding this V to the last 4 pearl, you can see that I'm exiting through this 15 O at the bottom here. I will step up into the first 2 15 O's that I added around this pearl and into the pearl. Now I will move toward the back side, and here you can see that I'm exiting through this 4 pearl. I'll be adding these V at the back also. So for this I'm picking up 2 15 O champagne and I'll be passing through this middle 15 O here. This is the one that we used in the front side. This is the same 15 O, the middle 15 O. Again picking up 2 15 O champagne and into the 4 pearl like this. And now I will move through these pearls here on the edge into the pearl, 3 pearl, 11 O, and into the 4 pearl like this. Again picking up 2 15 O champagne and into the middle 15 O down here, and pick up 2 15 O champagne and into the 4 pearl and the next 11 champagne. While adding these 15 O's at the back, you have to be very careful that this doesn't get spoiled. The front one. We are adding this to just make it a little stiff and just to give it a support to this front 15 O's. So this is the reason why we are adding these 15 O's at the back, and this way we are going to add these 15 O's to this and this pearl, and I'll be doing this and come back. So here, after adding these 15 O's at the back, this is the look from the back side and this is the look from the front side, and it has made the component a little stiff here. So you can see that it is not moving like. So here we have completed our center component. As you can see, we have done in this bracelet, and now you can see in this bracelet we added the pearl chain. On this side you can see these 15 O's at the center. Here they are very close, and here these 15 O's are quite far from each other. So we added the pearl chain to this side where these sets of 15 O's are quite apart. So in this component here, we are going to add the pearl chain on this pearl and this pearl. As we can see that on this side our 15 O's are very closer, and on this side they are quite apart from each other. So we are going to add the pearl chain on this and this pearl. So for adding the pearl chain, as I'm exiting through this 4 mm pearl, I'll be moving down through these pearls, 11 O, 15 O, 3 mm pearl and 11 O into this 4 mm pearl. So you can see this. Here I have reached this 4 mm pearl, this one just below this 4 mm pearl where these 15 O's are apart, quite apart here. So we are going to add the pearl chain on this 4 mm pearl. So for this I'm going to pick up 5 11 O champagne, 3 and 2 5, and now I will pass through this 4 mm pearl, like this. Step up into the first two 11 O's, skip this middle one, the third one, and into the next two. Just pull this up like this and create a corner like this. And now after creating this corner, I will once again pass through this 4 mm pearl, up into the 3 11 O champagne like this. So here you can see I'm exiting through this 11 O champagne, the middle one, and now I will pick up 1 3 mm pearl, 1 11 O champagne and 1 3 mm pearl like this here. And this is the fourth bead that I need right now. So here I'm exiting through this 11 O. I picked up 1 3 mm pearl, then 1 11 O and 3 mm pearl, and I'll be passing through the same 11 O and making a raw component, right angle weave component with these 4 beads like this. moving up into the pearl, into the 11O. Now again I'm picking up one 3mm pearl, one 11O champagne and one 3mm pearl like this, and pass through this 11O champagne, making a raw component like this. Moving up. So moving up into this 3mm pearl and into the 11O champagne. Again I'm picking up one 3mm pearl, one 11O champagne and one 3mm pearl like this, and I'll be passing through this 11O champagne and thus creating a raw component, and into the 11O. So here you can see that I have made 1, 2, 3 raw component with these pearls and 11Os, and here we are going to make this bracelet of 7 inches length. And for making this bracelet of 7 inches length, we need to add these sets of raw components with pearls and 11Os. So here we have added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16 raw components on both the sides. So here in our peach bracelet, we have already added 3 raw components. I would be adding 13 more and come back. So friends, here I have added 13 more raw components. So I have total 16 raw components in my bracelet. So here they are: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. And now after adding this last raw component, I'm exiting through this 3mm pearl right now, and now I will pass through this 11O champagne. And now after exiting through this 11O champagne, we are going to add the lobster clasp here. So for this I'm picking up 2 11O champagne and this lobster clasp. It should be whole like this with this opening down here. This is the opening and it should be whole like this. And now after picking up these 2 11O champagne, I will pass through the lobster clasp, holding it this way, like this. And again I'm going to pick up 2 11O champagne and pass through this bottom 11O champagne like this. Once again I will pass through all these 11Os and into the clasp and into the 11Os like this. And now after exiting through this 11O champagne, I will pick up one 11O champagne and pass through this 3mm pearl, the first one like this. Again I'm picking up one 11O champagne and pass through the next 3mm pearl. Again picking up one 11O champagne and pass through the next 3mm pearl. Again picking up one 11O champagne and pass through this next 3mm pearl. So this way I'm going to add these 11O champagne in between these 3mm pearls on this side till I reach this last 3mm pearl on this side here. So here I have added these 11O champagne on this side, and here after adding these till this pearl, now I'm picking up one 11O champagne and I will be passing through this 11O champagne Again picking up one 11 champagne, I would go down through this 3 mm pearl on the other side, or the adjacent 3 mm pearl here. And again I'm going to add 11 champagne in between the pearls on this side. Again picking up one 11 champagne and passing through this next 3 mm pearl, and this way I'm going to add these 11 champagne on this side also till I reach this last 3 mm pearl here. So here I have added the 11 O's on this side, and right now I'm exiting through this last 3 mm pearl, and here I'm picking up my last 11 champagne and pass through this 11 champagne, the center one, and once again I will move up into these two 11 O's into the clasp, down through these two 11 O's, and this 11 O underneath, and now we have completed this pearl chain on one side, and now we are going to add this on the other side. So for this I will go down through these pearls and 11 O's, so this way I will go down till I reach this last pearl here. So here I have reached this last 3 mm pearl. I will go down through this 11 O into this 11 O in the middle. While passing through the pearl chain or adding these 11 O's in between these pearls, please don't pull your thread too tight, otherwise it will, the shape, you will not get the fine shape of your pearl chain. Very gently you have to add the 11 O's in between these pearls, and right now I'm exiting through this 11 O champagne, and now I will go down through these two 11 O champagne and into this 4 mm pearl, into the 11 O, the 3 mm pearl, and into the 15 O, again into the 3 mm pearl, and the 11 O, into this 4 mm pearl and the 11 O, again this 3 mm pearl, 15 O, and the 3 mm pearl, 11 O, and into this 4 mm pearl. So here I have reached this 4 mm pearl on the opposite side of this one, and again we are going to add our pearl chain on this side as we have done on this side. And for this, once again I will pick up 5 11 O champagne and pass through this 4 mm pearl, like this, step up into the first two 11 O's. Now here I'm at the back side of the bracelet, so skip this one and pass through the next two 11 O's, pull the center one up, and we here we have created this corner, and now into the pearl, like this, up through these 3 11 and now we are going to make a raw component as we did on this side here. So I'm picking up one 3 mm pearl, 1 11 champagne and one 3 mm pearl, and I would be passing through this 11 like this. So this is my first raw component with 11 O's and the pearls on the other side, and once again I will pick up one 3 mm pearl, one 11 champagne and one 3 mm pearl and pass through this 11 champagne. So here I have added. Here we have to keep our thread nice and tight, and I'm moving up through the 3 mm pearl into the 11. So here I have added two components, two raw components, and as we did here we added 16 raw components. So again we are going to add 16 raw component on this side also. Once again I would like to remind you that we are making our bracelet 7 inches long. So for this we are adding 16 raw component on both sides, but if you want to make a longer bracelet, so you can increase the number of raw components on both the sides accordingly. But here as we are making a 7 inches long bracelet, so I added 16 here and I would be adding 16 raw components here. So I have already added 2. I'll be adding 14 more and come back. So here I have completed these 16 raw components: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 and 16. And now I would be adding the loops for our lobster clasp here. If you want you can add the jump rings here, but I would be showing you how to add the loops on this side. Now here I am exiting through this 3 mm pearl, and now I would pass through this 11 champagne, and for making the loops I would pick up 3 15 champagne, 1 11 champagne and 3 15 champagne. So here are my beads: 3 15 champagne, 1 11 champagne and 3 15 champagne. And now I will pass through this 11 champagne like this, step up into the first 3 15 champagne into this middle 11 champagne. Again I'm going to pick up 3 15 champagne, 1 11 champagne and 3 15 champagne. So here I have picked up my 7 seed beads: 3 15s, 1 11 and 3 15s, and I will pass through this 11 champagne. Again I'm stepping up into the 3 15s, into the 11, and I'm going to make one more loop. It's up to you how many loops you want to make. So here I'm making only 3 loops, so we can adjust the length. So here I have picked up my 7 seed beads and I'm passing through this 11 champagne like this, moving up through these 15s and into the 11s. And now I'm going to add my 6 mm pearl here. So for this I'm picking up 2 15 champagne, 1 6 mm pearl. Adding the pearl at the end is optional, but I prefer adding it. So here I have picked up 2 15 O's, 1 6mm pearl and 1 15 O champagne. Bring them down like this, and now up. I'm going to skip this 15 O and pass through this 6mm pearl like this. Again pick up 2 15 O champagne, and here you can see that I exited from this side to add the pearl, and now I will pass through the other side of this 11O champagne like this. And once again I will go down through these beads into this 15O, up again into the 6mm pearl and into these two 15 O's like this, into the 11O, up through these three 15 O's into the 11O, into the 15 O's, 11O, and into these three 15 O's and into the 11O. Now here I have almost finished my thread, so I'm going to tie a knot and add another thread for my bracelet. So here I'm tying a double knot in between these beads, and I will pass through this pearl 11O, up through this pearl, again into the 11O, into these three 15 O's, into this 11O, up into the 15 O's, 11O, into these three 15 O's, and into the 11O here like this. And now I can cut this thread off and add another thread to complete my bracelet. So here I have taken this another thread on my needle, and now I would be adding this thread. So we are going to add it from here. I'm passing through these two 15 O's, and here I'm going to tie a knot, pass through the pearl into the 15 O, up through the pearl into this 15 O and the 11 O, and I would be passing through these 15 O's and 11 O's, like this. And into the 15 ounce and the 11 ounce. You can also add the thread in between these raw components here. You can add this, you can pass through this 11 tie a knot here, then pass through the whole component once again and move up through this, tie a knot here, once again move through the second component, and then you can go back into the pearl chain to proceed with your work. So I finished my thread here, so I added here. If you by chance you happen to finish your thread in between this raw chain, you can add in between these raw components. So here, after exiting through this 11 champagne, we are going to add 11 O's as we did on the other side, like this. And again, picking up one 11 champagne, I'm going to add in between these pearls. And here, as we did on the other side, we are going to add these 11 O's on this side till we reach here, this pearl. Then I'm going to add the 11 O and pass through this 11 champagne, again add the 11 and come back all through this side till I reach this last pearl here. So here you can see I have added these 11 O's throughout this side, and after adding these 11 O's, I have added at the end here, and then now I have reached this pearl, this last pearl, and now I'm adding my last 11 O champagne, and here I would pass through this 11 O champagne like this. Now once again I would be moving up through these 15 O's of the loop, and now here I'm going to tie my knot like this and pass through this 11 O champagne up through these 15 O's. So this was the thread, the tail. Let us first cut off this tail here, and once again I'm tying a knot like this, add it to the 11 O and this set of 15 O's and into the 11 O, and here we can cut our thread off, and here we have completed our rhomboid bracelet in peach color. So friends, here we have our rhomboid bracelet in 4 colorways. And one more thing I would like to tell you, here I have, in these 2 bracelets, I have used these 3 Swarovski pearls, and you can see the look of the 2 bracelets. And here I have used these lavender Swarovski pearls and these 3 pearls. These are Chinese pearls, you can say. And here again you can see the look of this bracelet. And in this pink bracelet I have used these powder rose Swarovski pearls, and here I have used 6 rows seed beads in pink color, in light pink color, and I have made this chain also with 6 row beads. So you can see the difference in the chain and here. So here you can see different beads make a slight difference in the pearl chain of the bracelet, and these are the 4 bracelet, the 4 colorways in my rhomboid bracelet. So friends, I hope you would love making, wearing and gifting these beautiful rhomboid bracelets to your friends and family. So if you like my designs, my tutorials and my videos, please do subscribe to my channel, and please don't forget to press the bell icon so that you may get notified when I'll upload my next video. Thank you.